Hello and welcome back to Prophecy Truth Today. I'm Linda Cambeek. This is a continuation of the study on the two beasts in Revelation 13. There's the sea beast in Revelation 13, 1 through 10, and the land beast in Revelation 13, 11 through 18. Today, we're going to focus our study on the land beast, the second beast. You know, studying prophecy and the book of Revelation is very much like trying to solve a puzzle. You must put those puzzle pieces together before you can get an idea of the big picture. You can view some of these puzzle pieces about the sea beast in these 4 studies. Please look for these 4 studies on the link in the comment area. And today, you will learn some of Revelation's 13 additional puzzle pieces that have to do with the land beast. For instance, we will be learning who is the land beast. What does he do? With whom does he make war? Can he be defeated? Who will defeat him? And last of all, how can you avoid the dreaded 666? Revelation 13 is divided into 2 parts. The first part is about the beasts from the sea, and the second part is about the beasts from the earth. In Revelation 13, 1 through 10 concerns the sea beast, whereas 11 through 18 concerns the land beast. Maybe we should take a little review of the sea beast before we go on to the land beast. This will be a quick review. And if you have not heard these videos before, these 4 videos concerning the land beast, this would be a good time to go back and look at them. Okay, here's our land beast. Notice he has 7 heads, and he comes up during the first part of the 1,335 days of the Great Tribulation. Those 7 heads represent 7 global religions. The 7 heads are 7 religions, and they last 42 months or 1,260 days. And what about God's people, the saints on earth? Well, this sea beast makes war with the saints and defeats them. The sea beast causes the whole world to follow after it. But we need to remember that the dragon, the devil, gave him, the sea beast, his power, his throne, and great authority. Please remember this: the devil is behind the curtain, empowering and controlling the one world state government. He's calling the shots. As we study the second half of Revelation 13, we will build upon what we have learned in the first half of Revelation 13. In studying end-time Bible prophecy, it is important to both know what is going to happen and when it's going to happen. You know, prophecies in the Bible don't happen just at any old random time. They occur according to God's appointed timeline, which He alone can set. And He said, I'm going to tell you what will happen later in the time of wrath, because the vision concerns the appointed time of the end. The appointed time of the end of days. Blessed is he that waits, and cometh to the 1,335 days. In regular English, that's 1,335 days. But go thy way, Daniel, until the end be, for thou shalt rest and stand in thy lot at the end of the days. In other words, Daniel was assured that while he would die and be buried, when the Lord raises the righteous from the dead, he will stand in his lot at the end of the days. In this study, I will show you when the sea beast and the land beast in Revelation 13 will show up on the Great Tribulation timeline. Here we have today, X marks the spot. Now, both of these beasts will appear during the 1,335 days of the future Great Tribulation, but each at different times. See Daniel 12:12 and Revelation 7:14 to get an idea. Now, I need to give you an important notice. I don't know when the 1,335 days of the Great Tribulation will start, but I do believe that it will be very soon. Paul, in writing to Timothy, said, "But know this, that in the last days perilous times will come." Well, what is meant by perilous? We don't use that word very often today, but perilous means dangerous, hazardous, precarious, risky, bringing or involving the chance of loss or injury. So in other words, Paul said to Timothy, know this, that in the last days hazardous times will come, risky times will come. So here we have the timeline of the Great Tribulation. We know that the sea beast will be formed soon after the first 4 trumpets have sounded. And we know that the land beast will appear at the 5th trumpet, which is close to the 900-day mark. The sea beast is formed after the first 4 trumpets, and Revelation 13, 1-10 primarily focuses on this time period. The land beast appears at the 5th trumpet, and Revelation 13, 11-18 primarily focuses on this time period. So here we have the entire text that we are going to be studying. The second half of Revelation 13 is jam-packed with powerful prophetic material, much more material than I can cover in one bite. So let's look at it line by line. Before we begin to look at it line by line, let me paint you a broad picture of what has been happening to Lucifer since time began. Before life on earth began, a great angel called Lucifer lived in heaven. God especially honored him, and all the angels adored him. Lucifer even stood beside the throne of the Most High. He was called a covering angel. And over time, Lucifer began to covet the higher position of honor and authority that Jesus held. Lucifer's problem began with jealousy and ultimately corrupted his affection for Christ. Lucifer grew to hate Jesus and became especially bitter towards the Father when the Father refused to promote Lucifer to a position equal or above that of Jesus. Of course, the Father patiently reasoned with Lucifer, urging him to change his heart and thoughts about Jesus, but to no avail. Lucifer became only more defiant. To further his personal ambitions, Lucifer cleverly deceived many of the angels using lies and innuendos and suspicion. Ultimately, open rebellion erupted, and there was war in heaven. It was clear that Lucifer was Antichrist, and 1/3 of the angels joined him in a failed attempt to usurp Christ's authority. Now, few people know that the entire universe and our world is nearing the end of the war between Jesus and Lucifer. The devil and his demons are going to soon physically appear on earth before Jesus returns. Did you know that in Revelation 9, the 5th trumpet predicts a time is coming when Jesus will permit the devil and his demons to leave the spiritual realm, called by various names in the Bible, out of the earth, the abyss, the bottomless pit, where God has confined them. The devil and his angels will appear in the skies over large cities and descend in shows of magnificent power and glory, and he will claim to be the Almighty God, Jesus. For 5 months, he and his angels will do everything possible to make the people of earth believe that he is really God, and now he lives among men on earth. And after accomplishing this objective, the devil will change into his real evil character. Now, with this background, let's continue. Some people believe the earth beast is really a buffalo representing the United States. Others believe that it's the Antichrist. And still others believe that it's the devil himself. So it's time for us to see what the Bible teaches. Okay, here's our text in Revelation 13, verse 11. Then I saw another, that is the second beast, coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb and spoke like a dragon. This text says that the earth beast comes up out of the earth. So what is the meaning of out of the earth? The 5th angel sounded his trumpet, and I saw a star, that's Lucifer, had fallen from the sky into the earth. The star was given the key to the shaft of the abyss. And when he opened the abyss, that's Lucifer opened the abyss, smoke rose from it like the smoke of a gigantic furnace. That's Revelation 9, 1 and 2. Now, in the Bible, the abyss is called the unfathomably deep or boundless space. The term comes from the Greek, meaning bottomless or unfathomable. The demons in the demon-possessed demoniac that Christ healed, you will remember in the book of Luke, begged Jesus not to send them back into the abyss. So Jesus instead sent them into a herd of swine. And when they entered the herd of swine ran into the lake. We also read that in Revelation 7 that the earth beast, the devil, ascends out of the bottomless pit. So what is the meaning out of the earth? This is where God casts the devil. He cast him into the spiritual realm. The earth, the abyss, the bottomless pit. Let me show you this from the Bible. In Revelation 12:9 it says, "And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him." Here's a text from Isaiah. "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down into the ground, thou who weakens the nations?" And Revelation 9:1, "And the fifth angel sounded his trumpet, and I saw a star," that's Lucifer, "fall from heaven into the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit to release his angels." Revelation 20, verse 3, "And cast him, the devil, into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal on him, that he should deceive the nations no more." We read that God casts Lucifer, the devil, into the earth, the abyss, the bottomless pit. And now in Revelation 13:11, we read that at the fifth trumpet, Lucifer, the devil, is released by God from the abyss, ready to deceive mankind into believing that he is Jesus with his lamb-like appearance and deeds. Later, during the sixth trumpet, Lucifer will switch his personality to his evil nature, the dragon. So let's look again at our timeline of the Great Tribulation. Remember, the sea beast is formed right after the first four trumpets. And then the land beast, which merges lamb-like for 5 months at the fifth trumpet. And at the sixth trumpet, the land beast changes and emerges into a dragon-like beast. Well, let's see what we have learned so far in our puzzle. 1. The earth beast is the devil. God casts or restricts Lucifer, the devil, into the earth, the abyss, the bottomless pit. And when the fifth trumpet sounds, the devil will appear out of the abyss in person on earth. When the devil appears on earth, he will masquerade as Jesus the Lamb, that which is the lamb-like side of the earth beast. And at the sixth trumpet, the devil will show his dragon-like side of the earth beast. Now, we will have more on the fifth and sixth trumpets in later videos. Remember, studying prophecy and the book of Revelation is very much like solving a puzzle. You must put the puzzle pieces together before you can see the big picture. You may want to view these videos several times to make sure you understand what we are talking about. At any rate, keep studying your Bible. Earth's time is running out. Jesus is coming soon.